Howdy, y'all. Is one gone arm here? Thought I'd make a video since I got a pretty good response on posting. I guess probably the first YouTube video of a great one being shot after the patch came down, with the release of New England, and thought I'd go through this and introduce myself and show how I'm going through my moose grind, even though I've already got a great one. I would like to get some of the other racks and maybe get one of those very, very rare skins that we saw 900 million different copies of whenever they were showing off the map. But you know how that goes. Everybody's got a plain Jane moose so far. There might be one out there. I heard somebody say it, but I haven't seen it posted anywhere, so maybe I'm just overlooking it. But I would like to see just any of the rare skins. I don't care which rack it is. I just want to see a rare skin. So I'm going to go through my little route here. I do mine in two sections. I do the east side over here. I start at the south and I work my way up and then come back down the river in the middle. And then I come back up top and go across here and then work my way back through all these little lakes. This little lake right here in the south is where I shot my great one. He was on this lake. It doesn't have a zone anymore. The only thing is that the zone he was using was a Siberian musk deer drink zone. So I'm guessing he was probably one of those, late to walk up to the zone mooses. I'm not sure, but he might have been tied with this one because this one was one male, two female. Now it's two male, two female. So I think he might have been with them. He just walked way over here when he walked up to drink. So he wasn't near any others. He did walk up with one, but she went this way and he went over here. So maybe his spook range is weird because he's a 10. They're not really sure, but it took me like 5 to 10 minutes to shoot him because I put my tent over here and he kept walking off or walking this way or hiding in the bushes or the other moose was directly layered on top of him. And I don't carry a moose collar because it's I don't if I need them to look at me, I'll just use the 22 trick or something. But I like carrying tents around, and usually the moose collar puts you the hair overweight or something. So I tried to travel light and carry all my weapons just in case I do come across diamonds. Because so far I've got a diamond wolf and an albino black bear. So it's worked out so far carrying all the correct weapons. All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get this half of the rotation started. Take out this level 4 here. I've already got a bunch of 2s spawned so far. And there might be a couple 3s that have the really low estimates. So they would be like maybe 1 point over. But they have the itty bitty tiny racks. So they're usually pretty easy to spot. Whenever you're approaching moose like this, you can walk up to you can run up to 150. And the spook radius on the approaching the moose doesn't seem to have changed very much. It's when you fire the gun that has changed. Like anything within 300 is it's going to hear the gunshot and they're going to be gone. So you got to make sure that you're set up far enough away. Or you're going to be chasing down everything or waiting for it to come back in. And then sometimes it doesn't hurt to go back and double check anything you've been over. Like if you get a little time at the end of your route before you reset. Because sometimes if you go back and double check, you'll see that you had them late wandering moose come back up. So whenever you finish a route, just hit up your tents before you reset. Because those late guys, they usually hang around in their zone 10, 15 minutes after. So it's always good to walk around and confirm that nothing else is there. And here we go. First moose of the grind this time. That is a weak looking 4. Man, that look like Robotnik's mustache going on right there. That is some kind of sad for a 4 moose. And he would turn the last second. But we can fix that. Take 22. Shoot it by the feet. Switch to your 300. And drop him dead. And that's moose hunting in a nutshell. Yeah, I went with the good old Medved paint and the green barrel. I like the customizations. Now all the weapons don't just look like, polished wood or whatever camo they decided to use. Some of them look nice and don't really need anything, but man, like some of them are basic as all get out. Like you can't tell the difference between them barely if you're just looking at them, unless you're really, really familiar with the game. Which anybody doing this kind of grind usually is pretty damn familiar with the game. Now this 4 looks a little bit better. He's getting up there where it was starting to make real antlers. Now, if you're wondering about herd management, like stuff you should do and stuff you shouldn't, like whenever you get a herd that drops down to something like this, what you do is you just have like a Photoshop or MS Paint, whatever. Take a picture of your map. Take a picture of this map. And you can either zoom in on each section, that way you can still see your zones. Goodness, how close you gotta be. Or you can just zoom out. And what you do is you put a little X everywhere you have, a little dot or something. Everywhere that you have moose. And then once you get to a section that has moose like this, where it's just 2 twos and a bunch of female, you go in and you take that little mark off, or you put X across it, whichever. Put X across that. And then if you're stacking diamonds anywhere you have a 5, like I've got one here, I've got one here, I've got one here. You go in there and you put a little star next to it, or put a 5 or something. That way you know where your diamonds are. And then when you get ready to go through and kill them, you make sure that you definitely get those diamonds down, because you want to make you want to make sure that the score for your average moose drops way low. And then when the average score drops way down, it'll be more likely for it to spawn even bigger moose the next time when it repops your moose. So the goal is this or smaller. Little piggyback there. Is this or smaller, and then you can skip this zone from now on. And then afterwards, you just need to shoot the big ones. Might have to take a little detour here. Looks like we got us max weight piggy track. Hopefully he's not off in some really thick brush, but we'll pick this up here and see where it leads us to. I mean, we can hear them calling over here, so we know they're not too far in. Hopefully we're somewhere we can get a good look at them. Figure I'll introduce myself a little while we head over to this next moose zone. Check it out, see what we got. I am a cancer survivor. I had osteosarcoma, which is a bone cancer. I had it in my left arm, which caused me to make the choice of either get a prosthetic shoulder. Basically, they cut the joint out and put a ball and socket in there and attach your arm to it. But they have to basically shave down the bone and fit it in the coupling. And the bone was, part of my problem. So they gave me like I had the 100% choice of either doing that surgery or just having amputation. And it was like, there's a chance they were going to have to go back in and redo the surgery. They might miss something, anything like that. So I made the choice of being no longer able to clap. So that was the choice I went with. Can't tie my shoes anymore. I am a Velcro man for life. Unless somebody else wants to tie my shoes for me. But I don't want to subject anybody to being my shoe tire. So I just I stick with slip-on shoes and Velcro, I can't use the clapper unless I want to slap myself. So I have a beard, so slapping myself really don't work out that well. Just kind of muffled. I've been playing the game for like 3 years, I guess, like 2019 or something like that. It took me a year to get my first diamond, but once I started kind of figuring out how the game worked and knew what to do and where to look, and got lucky a couple times, got a little bit more confidence. You can you start rolling around, start racking up them diamonds. I think I'm up to 110 or so. But yeah, it's I like this game. You can get it to where it works really well. I use a Razer Naga, which has the 12 buttons on the side. So any game that I can move all the controls to a mouse and still manage to move around, I just put the side to side on the mouse wheel. I got auto run, walk, duck, all that stuff. So I can look around with the mouse. I can still play games with a controller, but I have to use my lips on those. So they're not exactly something I could probably do a commentary on for, because hard to talk when you're controlling everything with your lip. So if I ever do one of those, it'll probably definitely be a voiceover if I use a controller. But until then, I'll try to stick to games where I can use my mouse. Yeah, this side of my map's not too exciting. I think most of my diamonds are on the other side of my map. But I'll definitely break this down into probably 2 videos, because if you do this rotation on one video, it might as well be a live stream, because that'd be a long video. So I'll break this down into 2 halves. I'll try to run through this half over here. And show you all the locations I got moose. The way I do my herd management is I just go through every zone. Like I don't care about all the fives being stacked up into one area and stuff like that. If they happen to end up in the same area, I'm not gonna argue with it. I'll just I'll let nature take its course with that. But as far as everything else, I'll just walk around and make sure I take them out. That way I'm getting the 3s off the map, the 4s off the map. Trying to make it where I've got a lot of 2s and 1s. I think I've got 1 or 2 1s. Like they are some mighty impressive. They are mighty impressive moose. But hopefully I can get more of those, because the more 1s you got, the better it is for spawning the big ones. But what we got here, we got 2 3s. So we'll go ahead and knock these out. They're about 130. So make sure when you're ranging moose, if you can't get the moose itself to range, all you got to do is aim at the ice at the bottom, and it'll give you a pretty accurate range to the moose. What? Oh, great. There must be some wolves. Because there was no reason I should have spooked them. Or lynx. Kind of sucks that lynx make them run, but. Yep, that's exactly what it was. The lynx is fleeing, probably because it got him my scent cone. And the moose ran because the lynx was there. That's the only thing I hate about this side of the map. Like the moose and the lynx and the wolf, they will interfere with your spawns every now and then. I haven't had very many zones where I've had to set up a tripod. I think I've got like 4 or 5 where I needed a tripod because there's more than 3 or 4 moose to shoot. Man, I set this time like 2 hours into drink time, and this group's still not here. Either that or they've been chased off by lynx and wolves. There's no telling. This one's the one where they kind of come and go because of that. These just fit so perfectly on this map. Like, just this alone. Like, that's a dinky pack of wolves, but it still looks nice. I guess their fearless leader that I took out, he was a level 9. First diamond gray wolf I've got. I guess he decided to his replacement decided to go elsewhere. Left him alone in this cold hard reality of the Medved Taiga. But these moose ain't gonna show up. I got lynx and wolves and everything walking through, so let's go hit up the next one. Oh, we got an angry moose. Oh, I guess she decided she wasn't angry anymore. Because I don't think the 2 or the 3 has anything to do with it. It's the score. But it doesn't hurt. Because maybe he'll come back as something smaller. Oh, they got some janky movement sometimes. I just need to make sure I hit them a second time. Because if you can't hit a vital, you always want to make sure you at least hit them twice because that'll take them down. Now, if you decide you want to track that one down, then, you can if you want to. But when they run that far, unless it's headed towards my next one, I usually won't bother. Because he's going to run forever. Like that is Forrest Gump. And Jenny is telling him to go, Forrest, go. Now, some places you can use the outpost. I did have a tent here because there was a moose zone to begin with, but I just picked that tent up and then I use this outpost. And I use this outpost to check this lake because sometimes you can get away with not having to have a tent and still check these way out on the fringe lakes. Now, I've got a zone that hides back up in here. So I kind of have to walk over to the side to make sure nothing's hiding off in there. It was just a female last time I checked, so this might be an all-female lake now. Yep, it's either got really late zone, like them guys coming in super late, or I don't have to check this anymore. So that's this 2 lakes over here on the side checked off. So on my little map that I've got here, all I got to do is go in and check this off and check this off, or remove my little dot, and now they're out of the rotation. This lake down here is the one where I got my great one. I will put a little video here in the middle of me getting to the pre-built hunting stand right here. The one that you pay like 1,700 gold to get built. When I first spotted him, for some reason, I had a point of interest show up out here way at the edge. And I was like, what? I hate green dots. So I went to go see what the green dot was because I want to get rid of it. Because I just. Really? Well, that was rude. And I went to go see what it was. And when I got to about right here, because I was headed towards it, I heard a moose call. And then I turned around and I looked and I saw the reeds moving. I was like, what? Like, the reeds don't move when stuff walks through them. But I was like, why are the reeds moving? And then the reeds continued moving out into the ice. And that's when I spotted him, because he had the big non-typical rack. So I placed this tent right here, reset the time because he spooked. Because I had, see, there's that point of interest. What is that point of interest? I need to go get that. I mean, that's why I got a great one, because I went to go get that point of interest. I thought I was crazy. It didn't show up last time I came here. But I reset time, snuck over here, and then he walked up from this way. And he was, I believe, he was one of these. I think he was either the three. He was one of these guys. Yeah, because this was there were only 2 normal moose here. But now there's 3 of them and 2 females. 2 cows. So I'm guessing he's just part of this herd. But they're all bunched up and I need to shoot this 3. So if you could please get the way out of the Please, could you please move, sir? Somebody move. There we go. No, don't move that way. These mother-loving mooses. Come on, give me a shot. Come on, give me a shot. No? No shot? Oh, this is getting annoying. And I would call that getting a shot. I decided I'm going to run back here and see what this point of interest is, since it's the only reason I noticed my great one. So let's head on back and give our thanks to either a hunting shed, a deer stand, a cover, a ground blind, maybe a dog sled full of antlers from reindeer. But whatever it is, I greatly appreciate it, because without this green dot annoying me, I would have never have ran south of the lake and flushed that moose out. And why there is a hunting stand this frickin' far to the edge of the map is beyond me, but hey, thank you. I will give you 2100 gold. Just thank you. Because if it wasn't for this thing out here in the middle of frickin' nowhere, sometimes I question their placements. It's like, why? Like, this is Dimitri's special little hunting spot that nobody else in the world knows about, because it has this little packet of Siberian musk deer that show up for him. Like, this is the only reason this thing would be out here in the middle of nowhere. Alright, well, I went through this half. We got these little lakes here left. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. So, it seems like an appropriate pace to hop off. So, if you like what you saw and enjoyed the video, like, subscribe. Look out for more that's coming, because I would like to start making a whole lot more videos. I ain't got nothing else to do. I've only got one arm. I can't tie my shoes. And I'm bored and live out in the middle of nowhere. But at least I have high-speed fiber. And before, we couldn't even get a clean phone line. I do not understand, but I do not question. So, this is One Gun Arm. And if y'all need information, this is where you can get it. If you need entertainment, this is where you can get it. Hell, if you just need to get away, this is where you can get it. Y'all take it easy.